So you're through the first section of the book, and I hope you're not doing this in one sitting. With every chapter that you go through, you're going to get kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Real life opportunity of examples or actions and behaviors that you can implement, but you're not going to make the shift to relieving your unconscious habits of the way you already do things without deliberate practice. So give yourself some space and time between the chapters so you have the opportunity to do that. Otherwise, you just kind of waste it. Now, we are in section 2, and the first chapter in section 2, which is leadership, is have you ever been fired? This is a question, the reason why it's titled this way is a lot of underperforming team members or employees will ask if you're going to fire them. I've heard it more times in my career than I can count. And over time, I realized that there was a time I did fire people. And I talk about that. You read that in the chapter. But helping people take responsibility for their own results, helping people realize that you'll give them the tools and resources, and then if they still don't do the work that needs to be done, you didn't fire them. They let themselves go. Now understand, with a low-performing employee, all the ones, I even give an example of a jeweler in this chapter, where as soon as I tell him, no, we're not firing you. No, we didn't hire you for holiday work. We're having hired somebody to take your place. He still said it on the way out the door. But for me, this philosophy helped me sleep better at night. Once I stopped believing I was responsible for whether somebody else chose to do what it was that I've trained them and taught them to do, and I gave them back that ownership, if they didn't do it, now I was at least able to sleep at night. And I hope that you'll use the philosophy in this chapter to, when those relationships have to end, that they don't have to erupt. That's a big thing too. You know, with your organization and the brand you want to build and the empire you're working on there, you as a molecular individual unit also have a brand. So what you do with this kind of information makes a difference of how people see you and whether they want to be a part of your legacy. So this is the first chapter in leadership, because it is kind of a mind shift from managers to leaders. Managers would say, yes, I'll fire you. Do your job or I'll fire you. And leaders coach them to understand how they're personally responsible for their outcome. And if ultimately they don't do it, they didn't fire them. They choose to let their position go. I'll see you in chapter 6.